everyone. Welcome back to MDS, Mother, Daughter, Son Speaks. Thank you so much. If this is your first time of being here, you are so welcome. And if you have been riding with us, stay tuned and be blessed, because today you are on for a good ride. So please do as well to share, comment, and like. So today on this episode, we thought it would be nice to take comments from previous episodes. So today, sharing with us the thoughts of our viewers on the topics before now is Mr. Uzezi Awutu.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes. And also, today to answer the questions that are coming from our viewers from some of the topics she herself handled, is with me again, the young Miss Karina Oki. So guys, I'm going to actually be allowing Ozezi to ask us the questions. So yes, I am the host of this program today, but I have a mediator, so he's going to be asking us the questions. They're going to be answering your questions. And thank you if you're one of those that threw light on the questions, because we're actually asking for that to check on our viewers, know your thoughts. So thank you so much for going all out to make comments. We are so happy to share your thoughts today. So yeah.
Okay, so we are going to be taking questions from the topic raising children in the 21st century. And to do anchor to the first question, we have our host, Mrs. Thelma Oki, the Christ Talker. So question 1 says, how do you balance protecting your child's privacy with the need to monitor their online activities?
Oh, well, thank you so much for that question. You know, we can't talk enough about social media, its pros and cons, but talking about privacy, if I must start, I will tell you, as a mom, a child between the age of 0 to 18 is not, of my own opinion, it hasn't reached the age of privacy, because a child needs to be monitored. So until your child is 18 and above, even at 18, I can assure you, I don't know how other movies, but me at 18, I'm not backing down. At 18, at least I should be able to, by the time my child is 18, I should be able to tell my child's personality actually, and also have grown a sort of relationship that is built on trust. So at 18, my child is now an adult and deserves my respect, because I believe at that age, he has also earned my trust. But in order to monitor my child that needs to be on the internet for maybe educational purposes, before that child is of that legal age, you know, I found out that there's a lot we can do to put all of this in check, like timing the screen timing for the child, going back to history search bar to know what the child is seeing. Also, there are apps available out there now that can protect your child from what they shouldn't see. In as much as we can't rely on that absolutely 110%, I think it's still the role of a parent to actually be so mindful not to step back and do the nitty-gritty work, which is practically a lot of monitoring for screen time, checking what the child is watching. I do a lot of time restricting when it comes to that, and having your phone is based on merit for me. You have to earn it. It's either you're earning your laptop. If you don't have schoolwork, you need to earn it, meaning you have done something and it's like a reward. And even when it's a reward that is being timed, because I want to actually know, because a lot of studies show how children get lost in this and also lose focus with academic work. So for me, I'm not a fun mother with the use of gadgets, but we can't help it because of our educational system. So, but all I can say is put a lot of work to it, not sitting down and just saying, okay, you can have your phone. So it takes a lot of work from the parents. That's why I would actually advise, even though I didn't have any choice for some school reasons, we had to let computers in, after the COVID and all of that. And some of the schools have stayed back by giving school homework, portals and all. So, but that gadget is still available to that child. So you need to do a lot of monitoring.
Okay, now you talked about going back to search histories to check what the child has gone through. And you are also aware that in the bid of research, that child can also erase the history.
Yes, but that's where we are tougher, because you can also call back a deleted deleted search. So we parents, that's why there's need for knowledge.
Exactly.
Before now, I for one, I'm not, even up till now, I'm not so perfect when it comes to that. So I employ the help of others. I don't just sit back. Sometimes when my children go off to boarding school, that's what I do. I go back to the rooms, search, take the gadgets that I don't know what to press to give somebody who knows what to press.
And show you how to press it.
And show me how to press it.
Yeah.
And give me what I'm looking for.
Then
Check on it.
another strategy I think would also work for parents in monitoring their children is giving these children this carefree vibe, like I don't even have any interest in what they are doing. This makes them lose interest in that my mommy is coming and you can just take them on our ways.
Unawares is my name. Do you used to announce your coming? I don't used to announce my coming. No. I don't know about you, but that element of surprise is always the key. And there are places that my child shouldn't take their phone or laptops to, like toilet and lock the door, or be in your room and lock the door. All those things are not allowed in my house. So, but every home is different and people see things differently. But we just put this thing out there because sometimes. Even me, before I knew, I had to learn it from someone. I had to listen, and I have been opportune to be in places where women who have gone through it and have dropped some of this suggestion. That's actually worked. Like I actually heard in a seminar, if you have a boy child after a certain age, that boy child is not allowed to use computer inside duvet or phone inside duvet, or your child should not stay in the bathroom for too long without you knowing why, and all of that. It just gives you an eye opener. It becomes an incentive of thought. Then you say, okay, what can be happening? And you start hearing different testimonies from different mothers, what they have experienced in the course of letting themselves go. So for me, I don't think letting myself go is an option at all. But nevertheless, that's why you have to have timing for all those things.
Now there's this thing that is striking now. Some things do pop up. Is there a way that parents can control all?
We can't control.
That one is not controlled.
We can't control, but that's why it's advisable that
you don't give your child a phone till like 13, 14.
You don't give your child a phone too early if you're not going to be monitoring it. That's one. Then two, there's also YouTube channel for kids. At least that one minimizes the amount of things that stroll in and out of that page. So we just need the element of control is key.
Okay, I think we've done a lot. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, I have something to say.
Okay.
I feel like in a realistic and like very honest sense, I feel like a child, like if you're talking about this monitoring thing and talking about like, protecting privacy or like, not letting your child have privacy, then don't just give your child a phone. Like, honestly, like I just think that's it, because there's so much you can do, there's so much you will know that you will not also know. You need to also know that they have some mind of their own, like they're actually like ready to take up what the world has to give. You can't go and give a child a phone at 8. They are searching something on YouTube now, they're searching something on the internet. Pornography can come up. What do you want them to do at that point? Like, it literally, as they are using the phone, though, like, okay, now you're saying, you want to go and search history, but things can be happening as they are using the device. So why give the child the phone? Like, you might as well not give them the phone till maybe they are 13, they are 14. That one, they are entering secondary school, they are actually entering life in general. So at that point, a phone actually becomes useful to them.
But what we didn't narrow it to phone, because actually, if you ask my own opinion, I think phone should be given from. I know nobody wants to hear that. My own opinion, don't do as I do. My own opinion. If you ask me what age would you rather have a child have phone, I'll tell you 16. I'll tell you 16, but yeah, it looks like sometimes we say this thing because we know, and when it's time to practice, we practice something else. Because my own children had phone before 16, but I'll say. In fact, I think talking from experience, I'll tell you as a parent, please don't give your child phone till they're almost done with secondary school, because it just has a way of distracting them. I, for one, my children went to boarding school, so even though I gave them phone at an earlier age, they are never at home. They drop it off, go to school, because schools don't allow phones there. And when they come back on holiday, they have access. But too much work to monitor, like she rightly said. You might as well just don't give the child the phone till you're confident enough that this child can manage themselves, because it's addictive.
Yeah.
Screen is addictive. So it's so complicated. I think it's not I don't think it's one size fits all.
Okay, we've spent so much time on this particular question as we have numerous questions to attend to.
So let's make them fast.
Yeah, so let's.
Just
Our
give me
answer should be
question
very.
1, 2, 3. Don't give me 1, 1.
Okay, so now I'm going to take 2 and 3 together, still on the topic raising children in the 21st century.
Really?
The second question says, what strategies do you use to teach your child emotional intelligence and empathy in a digitally driven world?
Okay.
The strategies you use to teach your children emotional intelligence and empathy in a digitally driven world. And the third question says, how do you navigate the challenges of raising a child with a disability or special needs in a rapidly changing society? The challenges you face in this digital era, how do you navigate them?
Okay, so how did I navigate it with you?
James,
So what worked? What worked? Because we tried several things. So what really works for you?
I think vulnerability works. You know, like
I'm actually the queen of vulnerability.
Yeah.
I am the queen of vulnerability because I will just scream, please help me raise you. It's not working. What my
All the
mother did is
child
not
will
working.
cry for you. I don't want
It's
this.
not working. I'm queen of vulnerability, and it worked for me, guys. It worked because sometimes I think we make our children feel like we're superstars, and these things about being superstar really does not cut it out with them, because they're just wondering why is she always so feeling that they're right all the time. Mine.
No, I feel like the vulnerability thing helps for your child to know what you want, what pleases you, and like when you're not talking about, it just creates a good emotional balance for them at that point in time, because at the end of the day, like, how to relate, like, okay, being vulnerable isn't a sign of weakness. Your mother that is still vulnerable inside the house is still doing what she's still a CEO in her office. Like, it doesn't remove anything from her. So it just sort of like, makes you a bit more, emotionally stable, just knowing that it's okay to be, it's okay not to always, have that stand up, personality or something like that.
I'm going to leak another secret. So, guys, this young lady here, for some reason, talking about emotional raising, emotional balance in first century Gen Z. So I'm going to give another tip. I'm always good at giving tips that work. So guys, try to check your children. The one that has one that likes attention. That one that likes attention is the one that is emotional choking. That's what I call it emotional choking, because I will just stay like this, before you know what is happening, I'm singing. I can sing, voice good, voice no good, I'll just be singing. Sometimes if I talk and it's not working, let's just say I'm calling, somebody's not picking my call. The next thing you just see me, I start singing. I just called to say I love you. And it works all the time. It works like, why not? Somebody else pick their phone. Oh, it's not like that. It works like magic. So guys, our kids love when we show them.
And they're not looking for love anywhere else. You don't have exactly. So like it makes them feel whole. Like they can do. Nobody needs to love me now. Okay, like that.
Oh my God! It works like that. Try it. You moms that think that they don't like, so the same way you like your husband to sing for you, bring flowers. Our children love it. And yeah, I think the joy of it is that you actually see your child being strong.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I think, going by the question, that's a whole way to secure your children.
Don't forget the challenges too.
Of course there'll be challenges, but these are the ways to navigate it, to also make them feel that emotional security.
Yeah, and even with challenges, like, never let your child like stray too far away, like in the sense of like, okay, maybe they do something wrong now and now drag that upset that makes them now end up feeling like, okay, maybe this person, my mom hates me or something like that, or my dad doesn't love me anymore because you dragged out your anger. I feel like there's so much you can't be angry for too long. There's no reason why you should be dragging out your anger with your child for over a week,
especially when Bible says that you're
like over a week, like it makes them not eager to run back.
And for those of us that have female children, when it's Valentine, send them flowers. sing song, bribe, buy a gift, send money. Finish.
Okay. You've heard it all. You've answered the particular questions. So show love to your children so they don't suffer emotional imbalance. So the next question: how do you model healthy relationships and consent for your child in a world where Me Too and Time's Up have highlighted the need for change?
Thank you. Tell me it's not good.
I don't know what to say, but I was just saying, sometimes as much as experience isn't a great teacher, I feel like sometimes you should be able to dab your leg into the water and just be like, okay, I don't want this. For me, it was A-levels. A-levels was my follow. That was, hey, ha. Everybody after year 11, everybody was deciding to do A-levels. A-level was the next thing in the books for everybody. So it was like kind of you two have to do A-levels. So hey. My mom didn't want me to do A-levels. So my mom wanted me to do year 12, right? And then I can now go. But me and my dad, I convinced my dad. My dad too was not sure, but me, I convinced him for the A-levels. So now I've gone for my first year in A-levels and I saw something in that school. Jesus! Colopolo is not good! Colopolo is not good! I did 1 year in A-levels and I had to say no, this is literally not for me. There are different routes to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. That Me Too that convinced my parents. I took my phone, I called them and I was crying. I said, Mommy, take me away from this place! No, I don't want this anymore!
This our story of Follow is epic. Hey, yeah, epic. It's the one that I will never forget. If she just brings it anything close to my grandchildren, I just tell her, I'll remind her. Remember, follow is not good. So you better don't just follow anybody.
Don't follow anybody. Make sure it's what you want for yourself first. Do your research. If it's something you like, and still make sure you do your research. Don't do it because other people are doing it. Fair enough if other people are doing it and you still enjoy it and you still want to do it for yourself. That's amazing. But just make sure it's something you're completely willing to go through with and finish at the end of the road. God will see you through, Sha. There's always a loophole. You can always come out.
So guys, red following is not also good. Now, in modeling children as parents, you should learn to tell them as it is in the society and not painting. There is a certain level where your child goes to, let's say probably 14, 13. Your child has started saying adolescence for the females and changes are occurring, meaning there will be approaches to them. So parents in modeling their healthy relationships should tell them as it is in the society. Should tell them A is A, B is B, and don't paint words, because if you paint the words, when they go outside and get the stains, definitely they want to practice what they say, and I feel like that thing that the mom has said is not what is trending, that this is what is trending. So in maintaining healthy relationship, parents should be plain.
It's real.
Be concise with
Okay.
Now we are going to the next topic, as the questions for the first topic is gone. So we are going over to spiritual contact. That was taken by our host, Mrs. Thelma Oki, Karina Oki, and Ace Oki. So the first question says, what practices have helped you deepen your spiritual connection and sense of inner peace? What practices have helped you deepen your spiritual connection and sense of inner peace?
Mm-hmm.
Making Sunday church a personal routine. In my whole week, I know if I'm doing anything, Sunday 9 a.m. I have to go to church. I sort of just made it a mentality for me that okay, anything, you can't miss 2 Sundays in a row. For me in school now, I go to what's it called? I go to a church. I have a family church I go to. I try as much as possible. You can't tell myself you can't miss 2 Sundays in a row. You can't. Absolutely, that's not acceptable. Maybe sometimes things might come up and you might just not be able to make it for one Sunday. You have to do everything as much as possible to make it for next Sunday, and make it a pattern. Build it as a life structure. Another thing is doing the little things Hallelujah Challenge. I sort of joined Hallelujah Challenge the last time they did it. All those little things. Sometimes every day, I wouldn't say like everyday consistency you get there, but like at the end of the day, it's one step at a time. Like bit by bit by bit, draw things that make you enjoy spirituality and praising God, like all those little things. Like for example, me, I enjoy praise and worship, so like anything that has to do with like praise and worship, hallelujah challenge, concerts in London that they're doing, that like I would go for it. Exactly.
That inner peace.
Okay. Awesome.
Wow. Now there are children who will tell you science says this, what the Bible is saying is not what it is. Now because currently we have children who are atheists and they don't believe what the Bible says. They don't believe in spiritual being. They believe that
they have atheist parents.
They have children. They have children who are atheists. Even if you are teaching them the value, is not good. So this question says, how do you reconcile spiritual beliefs with scientific inquiry and rational thinking? How do you reconcile spiritual beliefs with scientific inquiry and rational thinking?
Christianity, it's a faith. It's everything about Christianity, everything about God is about faith.
Okay.
So it's not a yardstick. There's no yard measure. It's faith all the way. You just have to believe. You believe in something supernatural, something bigger than you. So it doesn't have there's no room for comparison. You can't place my faith on the table of comparison with science, because my faith isn't science. My faith is faith. So that's what faith is, things hoped for and things not yet seen. So that's the balance of where I'm coming from. So if I raise my child with the value of faith and the value of what we believe, I believe that child will grow old and not depart from it.
So the next question, still on spiritual contact, says, what's the relationship between spiritual growth and personal responsibility in your view? What is the relationship between spiritual growth and personal responsibility in your view?
No, that's a good one. When we talk about spirituality and growth, in all factors, it's a personal process. It is a personal process. And the other aspect where you're talking about personal responsibility, that's a different thing altogether. When you build yourself and you build your mind, it's like taking for an example as an adult, you find some adults who just act irresponsibly, just for the heck of it. They want to be guided all the time. I think there are just two different relationships you build in your life. My relationship with God is on one-on-one. I study, I read my Bible, I listen as much as I can, I grow, I take corrections. Some things that are not supposed to be there, you take them out. You keep meditating day and night to become better. And of course, grow your spirituality. But being responsible as a human being stems from what values you have. How are you brought up? What are you thinking? Like now, I have an adolescent son, and I think it's time that I won't say the educational system has totally failed us, but schools are not what they used to be before. Before now, when you take your child or a child to the boarding school, there are just some things you're expecting when the child is coming back. Yeah. Some, like you said, responsibility, knowing what to do, when to do it. And back in the days, those children that went to boarding school, when they come back, you see them, they know how to iron, they can fold their stuff and all of that. But now the school system has changed everything totally. All of that at the end of the day will lead to an irresponsible human being. Yeah. So there are two separate entities altogether. So spirituality is one part where you constantly develop yourself to get into a better relationship with your maker, get to discover yourself, because Christianity, religion, God, is not just it's work. It's work. Yeah. You need to work out your salvation. It's work.
Exactly.
So that also needs some level of commitment and responsibility.
Exactly.
When you need to wake up in the morning to pray, you pray. Yeah. You don't give excuses. So by raising a child that you haven't given the basic of values,
they won't even know how to put that in place.
So that's spirituality.
Okay, that's fine. Now you mentioned something about school losing their values. I think the problem with schools are having these days is because schools tend to employ people who aren't really meant to be in that field. I think maybe this has to do with the economy, because presently we have a lot of cheaters in the school than teachers in the school. Teaching is a passion. it's something that comes from your mind. Now, growing up, I understand that as a teacher, you are also a parent. You are a role model to the children you're grooming, meaning you should inculcate some values inside them. But right now, we are not having passionate teachers, but rather we are having teachers who just want to go there because they just want to do the job. They don't want to be idle. And now, those people entering there is affecting the academic system. Yes, it's affecting the output. So everyone out there, the educational system, they should learn to do thorough research on the persons they are employing into the academic system. So we don't have cheaters there, but we should have good teachers there. Thank you. It's a wonderful section having you here on our MDS podcast. This is our podcast. We are realists. I will discuss it as it is in the society. Do not to give us a subscription on our YouTube channel at Mother Daughter Son Speaks. So at this junction, I will leave it up to our host to do justice to this section.
These were all questions that stem from our previous season. We're looking forward to seeing you in this new season. Bigger and better. Our studio is bigger and better. Our audiences were so excited to have those that we have. This is the launch of our new season, so please stay tuned and keep watching, keep commenting, keep sending your comments. We see them, we read them. So we're also looking forward to your questions in this season. We'll have very interesting guests that we can't wait to keep unfolding all season long. Look out for a lot of people. I don't want to drop names, but just keep your eyes on this page because we have so much to offer, so much to give, so much to share, and we look forward to you sharing with us, sticking with us. Make your comments, like, and always share. Thank you again to my amazing guests. Karina, thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ozazi, for stepping in and giving us the best questions. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you, our viewers, for watching.